Looking at this question, you're asking, how can we solve this? It seems to be a complicated problem. Hi, my name is Patrick. Let me show you how we can solve this problem, explaining the steps as we do it together. Also, we will check our answer at the end. Many of you have noticed that this is a linear equation. There are many types of equations in algebra. There are linear equations, quadratic equations, exponential equations, and so on. Let us begin to solve this linear equation, and many of you also have noticed that this is a complicated equation. We have an unknown variable, which is x on both sides of the equation. X is usually used for the unknown. We can also use y, z, or any other letter. The alphabet usually a lowercase letter for the unknown variable. Here we have x as the unknown variable, so let us begin. Do you think you can solve this equation? Please pause the video and try to solve this problem on your own if you would like to try. Some of you may think this is a scary problem, and some of you may not like math and are wondering how to solve this crazy cuckoo math problem. First thing, we are looking at this problem. It looks overwhelming. Don't worry, let us begin by first using PEMDAS, which is the acronym for Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. Again, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is PEMDAS. Parentheses are part of grouping symbols. Grouping symbols are parentheses, brackets, and curly brackets. It's a good rule that we begin working on the innermost grouping symbol to the outer grouping symbols. In algebra, we want to solve for the unknown, as we want to put the unknown variable x to the left side of the equation and put the number on the right side of the equation. And this will get us the answer that we want. Let us start to solve this equation. We will first start on the left side of the equation. We can use the distributive property of math. This essentially allows us to multiply into the parentheses. An example of distributive property is a times b plus c, which equals ab plus ac. Since we have 3x plus 1 inside the parentheses, we need to use the distributive property to multiply in the value of 6 into the parentheses. Using the distributive property of 6 times 3x is 18x, and 6 times 1 is 6. Next, we will add 6 and 9 to get us the value of 15. Some of you have noticed that I'm doing the problem one step at a time, saying, hey, big guy, big fry, do the problem faster. I got better things to do with my time. So I want to do it slowly to make sure that hopefully everyone can follow and understand. And now we have 2x plus 7 on the right side of the equation. Remember in algebra, what we do to one side of the equation, we have to do to the other side of the equation as well. This will keep the equation balanced. We can think of this like a teeter-totter. In algebra, most teachers like the unknown variable to be on the left side of the equation. So we will move 2x to the left side of the equation from the right side of the equation, and we will subtract 2x from both sides of the equation. 18x minus 2x equals 16x from the left side of the equation. And the right side of the equation, the 2x minus 2x equals 0, and that removes it. Now we will subtract 15 from both sides of the equation, because we want to keep the teeter-totter balance, so we will keep the equation balanced, as we want to get all the numbers to the right side of the equation. On the left side of the equation, 15 minus 15 equals 0, which removes it. And on the right side of the equation, we have 7 minus 15, which is negative 8. Let me ask you something. As you are here looking for help to understand math, I'm looking for help to get more followers to my YouTube channel. So if you think that I'm helpful to you, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that, so I can help others like you. Now let us continue. We now have 16x equal negative 8. We're almost at the solution. Now we will divide 16 on both sides of the equation to keep the equation balanced like a teeter-totter. So we can get x by itself on the left side of the equation. You can see on the left side that 16 over 16 is 1. And that will give us negative 8 divided by 16 on the right side of the equation. And now we will reduce the fraction on the right side of the equation. I do not want to turn in the work yet to our math teacher where the fraction is not reduced. Negative 8 over 16 does reduce to negative 1/2 because these are the same fractions. We can now move the negative sign from the numerator to the outside of the fraction, get a final answer of negative 1/2. Let us confirm the answer by checking our solution. Although that sometimes some of you may not want to check your answer. though sometimes your math teacher will ask you to check your answer. Most of the time, you don't need to check, but here we will check our answer. I know that I was learning math in the 1980s where I was in high school. Back then, I was doing okay in math, like most of you. I was doing okay in math until I got to college and went to a class with a good math teacher who was great at explaining how to solve math problems like this, as it inspired me to want to help you understand math as well. Now let us check our answer. We begin with what we found the answer of -1/2, and with the original equation 6 times 3x plus 1 in parentheses plus 9 equals 2x plus 7. First I change the parentheses to brackets to make this a little bit more readable, and we will soon substitute x with -1/2. Here we substitute x with -1/2, and we put the substitution into parentheses to make it more clear to solve, and avoid mistakes that can be made not putting the substitution in of a negative number into parentheses. It's a good practice to use parentheses when dealing with negative numbers, as we don't want to accidentally do subtraction when we want to multiply with a negative number. First, as we are going step by step, we'll begin on the left side of the equation and multiply 3 times -1/2, and get the answer of -3/2. Now we want to add -3/2 plus 1. Some of you may be wondering on how to add these fractions. First, we need these numbers to have the same value in the denominator when we are trying to add or subtract fractions. To do this, we need to convert it. Currently, we have 1, which can write as 1/1, and that's the same as 1. And we can then multiply 2/2, which is the same as 1. This is like multiplying by 1. Happy joy, we get the same denominator now, so we can add these two fractions together. Now we're going to add -3/2 to 2/2 and get -1/2. Now we multiply 6 with -1/2 to get -3. Checking the answer is getting better. It is less cluttered now. We will now add -3 to 9 to get the answer of 6. Now we'll go on to the right side of the equation and now multiply 2 times -1/2 to get the answer of -1. And finally, we will add -1 to 7 to get the answer of 6. So we proved that 6 equals 6, and that proves then that -1/2 is the valid answer to the equation after we checked our answer. And we got the answer of -1/2 to the equation. So x equals -1/2, and we found our answer to be correct. So I hope that you found this video to be helpful, and thank you for watching, and have a nice day.